What's good, Chicago? This is Khalif here, and I have just returned from LA from the Battlefield 6 event. And man, if you were worried about Battlefield being good, if you were worried about Battlefield coming back and being dope, you have nothing to worry about. I just played about 8 hours of that game and had a blast from the beginning of the time for me walking into that building to the time when they had to pull the controller out of my hand and say, Khalif, get the hell out. Because it was almost a moment where they were going to have to like throw me out of the building because I was having so much fun. I had a chance to play with the fam, Godfrey, Danny Pena, Paris Lilly, Snowback Mike, a couple other folks from Easy Allies, a whole bunch of folks from around the gaming industry, and against a bunch of streamers who kicked my butt a lot, enough that I had to go teabag Tim the Tap Man because he was using a shotgun and I had to do it.
Yeah, nice.
I know.
I don't want this to end, I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, I'm gonna be sad.
50 Domino's pizza and keep these kids in here.
Yo, stop playing.
Release the game.
Aaron the Loco, you gotta die, bro.
Tim the Tap Man just shotgunned me in the face.
Oh, you gotta kill Tim.
I'm gonna get his ass back.
You gotta get Tim. If you're using shotguns, then you're ashamed to your family.
Congrats, meet your brony boy. Tim the Tap Man's on my body with a shotgun. Somebody's walking up.
There you go, Tim. There you go, Tim.
Oh, no, you did give him the tactical.
I gave you tactical crouch. Because you got to get tactical crouched on when you start using and pulling out shotguns. This game feels really good. This game feels fantastic. Even at this early state, it is exactly what I wanted from a game like this as a person who loved Battlefield 3 and 4. They have really nailed all the things you care about. They nailed the squad stuff. They nailed the way that TTK feels. Again, they need to tweak it a little bit, but they nailed gunplay. They nailed map size. They nailed visual fidelity. Movement feels great. All of the pieces that you were hoping for as a Battlefield fan, you are going to have a good time when you play this thing. It is back in a real way. All the modes are there: Conquest, Rush, Domination is there, Squad Deathmatch, Team Deathmatch is in there now. King of the Hill, which we didn't get a chance to play, and what was it, Escalation, we didn't get a chance to play. But things like Breakthrough and Rush are still there and feel exactly like you think they should and would. But what I was really impressed with was just how polished this thing felt from an early perspective. We were playing on servers that were already ready. We didn't play on LAN. It wasn't like some big box in the room that was ready and then we just all plugged into that thing and everybody was playing off that. We were playing on their servers. Again, it was like maybe 300 people in total, which will be 200 times that probably by the time the beta launches. But that experience felt fantastic. Everyone from the teams, both on the PR side and development side, were brilliant and fantastic. They were really helpful in getting us everything that we needed and hooked us up with transportation, all that cool stuff. But from a baseline, just like, does it feel good and does this feel like Battlefield is back? Like, I can say without a shadow of a doubt, Battlefield is back. Excited about the campaign layers that we got a chance to see a small tidbit of. They even teased the Battle Royale thing that I know everybody was worried about or excited about, I should say, and trying to figure out, is that going to be an actual thing? And that's a thing. Portal is going to be very cool. It feels like they've really nailed something that feels like the Halo Forge kind of thing, and they're using Godot to bring that to life for players, which is a really smart and interesting layer to what the game is going to be. An engine that feels really easy to use, or at least user friendly, will be kind of the baseline foundation for what that thing is. And a lot of the small things are just going to be there from that perspective. They're going to have the server list ready for you to go. Crossplay will be there. Cross save will be there, which is really important for me as a person who's going to be bouncing between PC and console on this. And, everything just felt tight. We had so many matches where it was down to the wire, and we're screaming our heads off in the ways that I used to scream my head off when I used to play Metro. We were down to like 100 tickets, and then we made a comeback. We were flanking the other team and figuring out ways, and everybody's jumping on the objective to make sure we were able to capture stuff and pull it back and get some wins. Of course, there were some things that need to be fixed in terms of tuning, but that's any game, and the game isn't even out yet, so we can't even give them any docked points on that. But every moment felt like a Battlefield moment. The destruction pieces felt like Battlefield Bad Company 3. That felt fantastic. Being able to breach a wall and fight, people who are above you and be like, oh, you're up there, I'm just gonna blow the wall, blow the floor out from underneath you and take you out that way, or bring the building down over you to be able to do that stuff. Vehicles felt really, really good. I didn't get a chance to fly anything. I was in mostly ground vehicles, and there's a part of the capture that I have that does not really look and bode well for how I drive. I drove like a New Yorker in the real way, but it was a tank, and that was not funny. But it was great because we were battling, our fellow media folks. We were getting smacked by influencers and streamers, but it was great. Like, everyone was having fun. Everyone felt like it was polished. Everything felt like it was ready to go tomorrow. You could put that thing out on Steam or put it out on EA's launcher and be able to be like, yo, go run that right now and it feels good. There were things that weren't in the game yet. There was this really cool moment that you saw in the trailer where you can put up a ladder and kind of run up the ladder and get into a second level of a building. That wasn't in there. The sledgehammer thing wasn't in there yet. And some of the devices weren't there either. But it just felt like from top to bottom, this game feels ready. I know they have talked about it not being ready yet, and we got to wait. There's a beta that's coming next weekend if you were in Battlefield Labs, and then the subsequent weeks after that they'll have more openings for those things, so more people can play. But seriously, they had to like kick me out because I was like, this feels too good, and I just want to capture more footage and find more stuff that I can show all of you. So like, the nitty gritty of it, I'm not going to dig into what weapon list was and, what does each gadget do and all that stuff, because those are things that you'll find out when you get a chance to play it. And there's a bunch of other streamers and influencers who are doing that specific work. But from an overall perspective, this game is good. I am, as a huge Battlefield fan, the name of our show is Spawn on Me, and that comes from the Battlefield world. I am ready to put massive hours into this thing. I'm ready to make things in Portal. I am ready to go and squad up with people. We were already making plans with other people who were there to be like, yo, when this thing drops, we squadding up? Yeah, you squadding up. So this is going to be a really cool moment for Battlefield fans. It's going to be really cool for EA to kind of come back from the dead. If you were like 2042 wasn't great and Battlefield 1 wasn't great and other versions that the game had that you weren't really excited about didn't feel good, I think you don't have anything to worry yet. Of course, there's going to be stuff that happens in the beginning. We have to hope that launch goes well, have to hope that the servers hold up with the glut of people that's going to be coming in. But all the modes are there. The vibe feels good. Maps feel really good. Movement feels really good. All of the small pieces of what a really brilliant and kind of professional shooter are there. And they are really digging in and leaning into their pedigree while also putting their toes into spaces that are new, that I think is going to really be fun for everybody at home. We're going to showcase with another video that comes on after this, a couple of matches that we had a chance to go through. We had one that was really down to the wire, which was super, super cool. And again, like the folks who were there, the presentation for all of it was top notch. They put us in this big XR studio that was there with like all the screens. It felt like we were in the Mandalorian or something, and it was brilliant. And that added to the hype for everybody who was there. Getting to see the brass of people who were there from EA. Andy House was there hanging out on the second day when we got a chance to see the game in its full glory. So I'm ready. I'm excited. I'm not even talking about the after party. Hey, Brie Larson, what's up, girl? But I'm saying it was a lot of fun. Thank you again to our friends over at EA, to our friends from Tower Bruto PR, for all of our friends who are working at all those wonderful studios, DICE, Motive, all the other folks who are in there, Criterion and crew, Ripple as well. Man, that was the most fun I've had in a long time. I'm heading over to Evo. For a couple of days, so be sure to be checking out more stuff there as well on the Spawn on Me channel. But man, Battlefield is back in a big way. Make sure you're getting ready for it, because I'm ready for it. Until next time, we'll see you soon. Much love. Peace.